It's John Wanoa here. Today, Thursday, the 21st of January 2016. Just an update on where we are currently. The situation with 61 Cook Street, or 77 Cook Street. Just doing the affidavits at the moment, and a bit late on it, but going to get that into the judge today. The main part of a full disclosure that I require from the court judge, Brent Gibson, Auckland District Court, on Detective Natalie Flowerdew-Brown, and her story is incomplete with my barrister Shannon Withers, barrister, who asked for full disclosure. You'll see this on my Facebook site today, all the documents that I'm putting together, so that you can see, you get it first, and draw your own conclusions to why the police are covering up the fraud. Here's very serious matters that I've been accusing them, the named police and politicians and ministers, party to the fraud, third parties, right through from the landowners, James Pierce Brown and Simon Brent Roundtree, to the lawyers, Mark Hornibrook and Andrew MacDonald, right back to the 2008 period, Jamie Peters, landowner, with those lawyers, convincing lawyers who have fraudulently altered the paper documents under the section 145A and 145 of the 1952 Land Transfer Act. I'm familiar with that because I put all that together back in 2008 to 2012 on the transfer of that land block from Jamie Peters through the Westpac Bank foreclosure to Douglas Rickard Bell. Now that's a bad title that I'm discussing here with you, that I want to show you how the police have interfered or tampered with my evidence as the unregistered interest in the land as the native landowners. Now those are British titles that I hold with the Manukau Land Company in Scotland over the Lynn's Australian titles, freehold and crown titles that were taken from or seized of the British titles here in Auckland. I'm holding all those titles of transfer, and it's up to them to prove to me or to the public that they have defrauded the public and myself and my chiefs of benefit fraud, with using my name as collateral or as bank instruments, and you'll see clearly how that works. It's similar to what they've done to everybody else in the world, and use capital letters as deceiving and misleading the court and ourselves by using my name differently to what I normally use it. But what I'm saying to the judge is to settle it out with Natalie Flowerdew-Brown, who forged my name into capitals and different looking to my real name in lower case letters. She also did that to the tenants of 77 Cook Street, the property in question here, of a fraud land transfer title, that those tenants and their managers of the company there City Works Depot Limited, and the other one, they're the managers of those companies, to Tournament Holdings Limited. All those staff in there are liable, according to Pope Francis' ruling in the New World Order, that he has destroyed all their corporations and trusts. That's one thing. But I'm talking about the New Zealand law that they've broken. Not so much me, but Natalie Flower-Dew-Brown, being a detective, arrested me when it's supposed to be a constable. She had a constable here in my house, but used her forged documents with those names that she changed in their statements of witnesses to her interests of her private corporate companies in capitals, that the money that she extorted from me in bail bond went to no one else but themselves. And the fraud bit is multifold with the amount of alterations she has done as a police authorised document of a legal nature or legal law of this country. Through the law, New Zealand Law Society would not have approved a police woman with no experience of being a lawyer or qualifications to be a lawyer to actually make that decision to use those documents she altered on me and swear to it an oath of office to who? Now you'll notice that I've split it out. All these documents here, all these documents with the police report, I've gone through them like a mechanic, right there. You see the summary of all the different accusations that she's made on me. I've gone and taken those accusations and turned them on her, right? And all the people who believed her, including the judge who signed right here, the registrar. You can see at the bottom, registrar signed. That person's the sheriff, acting as the sheriff, signed these documents. I'm going to catch them out and show you how to do a perfect fraud in the court, and will always, and the prison. There's the prison one there at the bottom, under duress. I signed this under duress, but it still meant they were playing around with somebody's money, and the name looked like mine. But I didn't make that name, Hawani Wanoa. They did. They fashioned that name, because I don't use that name in that fashion on my normal documents, or anything I put my name to. There's always John Wanoa, or John Hawani Wanoa, or John Hawani Kahaki Wanoa in lowercase. Never John in lowercase and Wanoa in big case. That's what they did here. In these papers that they've forged have names like, look, Rachel Valentine. See how they play with words? They have played with words. This is the police I'm talking about, from their logo there. You see that crown? And a statement and an oath of office to say it's true that they altered these statements and put it into legalese. That means language that the judge, the lawyers, the barristers and the police understand, but not the person's name that they put. That person would never make their name Rachel Valentine like that. They've done it to all of them. This is Natalie Flower-Dew-Brown. I'm holding her liable for everything that went through their system right to the prison, where I'm a model for everybody in the world. I'm a model because I went through and got arrested to show you how they do it. Okay, so they've conflicted each other, because in the job sheets where you see that Natalie Flower-Dew-Brown, you're watching this, because I'm going to catch you right out. on how you and your brain, white skin, Pākehā brain, try to fool me into thinking that you can use a name called Hawani Wanoa in lowercase, then put it into capitals. Here, John Wanoa. You did this. You did that, right? You can see John Wanoa clearly there. Look, people in the world, I'm just showing you what this woman, she's probably just flown into this country and settled herself on our lands and thinks she can run over me. That's got the whole inherent title to this land. It's very cheeky of someone that I want to subpoena into the court, right to the High Court of Admiralty in London, and lock her up for life, because this is no good. This is breaking the law in New Zealand, and the world for that matter, and the Pope's New World Order, which is I have with this 8-point star here. You see up here? Jerry Mataparai Andrews, you, the Governor-General, you're going to get the boot from Waitangi, because that's what's happening with Kingi Taurua and the taumata of theirs. They've had enough of your bullshit with putting this 8-point star over here and saying you're the Governor-General of this country when you haven't got a queen. You have not got a queen, Jerry Mataparai Andrews, and you are Andrew's Church, St. Andrew's Church. This is a St. Patrick's Church, my own family, Cosgroves, and you're on the other side. You see, how dare you wear this 8-point star of the New World Order in front of me on these lands with your name Andrews. That's your real name. You're not a Mataparai. That's the trouble with you Saudi Arabians and you Maori iwis. I'm telling you straight to your face, right on this video, that you're offending me and my real chiefs here on these land in Auckland and up north. That you're going to walk on there with your TPP right over the top of us? I don't think so, because you have no titles. You have no titles. I've got them here. I've got all the original titles to Waitangi lands here, with the Ututonga down the east coast. I've got them. Now, it doesn't see your name Andrews on it, nor does it see Mataparai's name on it. Even in Auckland, I don't see any other name than Manukau's on these titles. Now, any of you better get ready to go to court, because I'm in court to challenge anyone in this country with this flag. Where do you get your sovereignty from? That's what I said to Judge Grant Fraser on the 3rd of October 2015. I represented myself, because I can't rely on anybody to know any history of this country or Auckland or for this native title for that matter. No one knows what I've got here in historic titles to this country. No one. Now, why would I stand in front of Judge Fraser and say to him, you have no queen above your head, sir, you have no jurisdiction, and you have no right of sovereignty or jurisdiction to arrest me in this court? You see, that's what I said to him. I said, and Pope Francis destroyed your trust, which is the Auckland District Court, and you're the trustee of that trust. He destroyed it. And your corporations that are collecting money on behalf of the King. Right? Happens to be King William IV. Now, I said, you can't use those bonds on me to extract money out of my account or my beneficiary account and bank, ANZ Bank. You can't do that anymore under UCC laws. of mortgage laws of the Pope Francis, Vatican. He says, well, you'll have to take it up with the bondholder. And now the police have an issue with you. I'm going to go away and come back in 2 hours' time. I'll give my deliberations on this matter. And so, I'm telling a true story here. A true story. When he came back, I came back in again. He said to me, John, I find you innocent. I find you innocent. That's it. That's it. Was the end of it. The contract between me and him was finished. And then the policewoman stood up. I said, what the heck's going on here? And the policewoman says, Your Honour, we have issues with Mr. Wanoa. You see, Wanoa in big capitals. What this person here is talking for a dead person. That wasn't. That's what I said to the judge. That's not the detective that arrested me and injured me. That's not the one. See? He says, well, they've got issues. I says, hang on. That's what I said. That Natalie Flowerdew Brown is responsible. I'm holding her liable. I told her at my home. I'm holding her liable and everybody else attached to her liable. But this woman here that's talking as a police prosecutor suddenly is this NZ police in capitals is a live person. She's talking for that NZ police live dead person as a natural person. You see, that's what this is the misleading, fraudulent crimes of church and state that the Pope got rid of, that they're still practicing. I mean, worst persons they actually put in court. So, now, I'm finishing these off and give it to the barrister. I expect him to follow my instructions because I'm giving it to the judge myself so that you get to see it first before the judge gets it. I've done that all the time to keep everyone honest. That's what Moai says. Honest, God's truth. That's why the Queen's run off. And I said, you've got no Queen. Now how can you operate with a Governor-General with no Queen? He represents Queen. Where's the Queen? Where is the Queen? And I stopped the Australian Victoria government from using the Queen Victoria as their origins of their Supreme Court. And he didn't do that. You see, right on Christmas last year, I stopped him. I wrote to him, I spoke to the secretary. It's all online. I spoke to her and told her, you can't do that. Yeah, we've got an issue with the Constitution here and the Supreme Court. You've got no authority flag anymore. And you're getting rid of the Union Jack? No. I've just lowered it down on the where the rung is, the cross rung on the Admiralty ship court in Waitangi. I'm going to say that next. I shifted it up to the top where it should have been 181 years ago and put the Union Jack on the opposite side of the British flag. Our flag here has always been on the opposite side of the British flag because that's the partnership. Okay? That's the 1835 Declaration of Independence partnership with King William IV, the authority of this land, the founding documents of this land, not the 1840 treaty. And that's what King Itaurua and the taumata has to do now. He rang me up yesterday and he says, John Key won't be coming on our land. You see, that's their land. I said, well, with the same sheriff orders, I'll put through the taumata, open the upper house of Parliament, that's higher than the lower house in Wellington, John Key, and confiscate the land, the same as this lot on Cook Street. You see what I mean? These are legal papers that I'm going to reverse on the policewoman who stopped me going on to my ancestral land. It'll be the same at Waitangi. They are legal documents of the New Zealand Law Society that this policewoman has ignored, trying to think she's a lawyer and a barrister with no authority of notarization from a JP, Justice of the Peace, or from the Solicitor General. Nothing. Just a whim. That's what the police are here. They are liable. Okay, that's what the Pope said. Libel them one by one. Libel them. Even that woman that got up and was charging me, NZ police, dead person, that they've created these dead persons on these dead documents. Okay, this is the bullshit that they've been getting away with all these years. They call me Wanoa there. Look, Wanoa in capitals. That's a person. That's who they get the money from and extract it straight past you, because you don't get to see it and put it in your account, then give it to them. No, they go past you and use your name fraudulently. They can't get out of this one because they have no legal authority to use those documents from who? Who gave them authority to do that with mortgages? Okay? I just happen to be a mortgage broker in banks, right? To know my job. I know what I'm talking about. That woman is an amateur. That's what I'm saying about you, Natalie Flowerdew Brown. You're not a bank broker. Neither are you a lawyer or a barrister to make these decisions. And the judge followed you. You all followed. You, Natalie, you started this racket on me. You started this racket on me, and I'm going to finish it off with my chiefs up north. Okay? They have the leading title to this land. The native title is live. Okay? So what's happening here up north? On Waitangi Day, 4th, that's when the taumata meets. I've got on the agenda out now, online, on my Facebook, and I've just put a Facebook site for Kingi Taurua. Taumata, Waitangi Marae. That's the marae on the other side of the bridge that John Key goes to. Seizure. It's got all my East Coast carvings in there. Those are my family East Coast. Not Ngāti Porou. No, Tahapu. The hapu of Uetaha is in that marae. Right? Now, that's Ututonga. Ututonga. From East Coast to that land block on the title with one house in the whole of Bay of Islands is a British title. Okay, did you hear what I said? I'm putting that together for the taumata to seize it and seize the ship, your ship of Admiralty, which is King William's Admiralty ship court, seizing that and the pole. Then put this flag on the top. I'm just telling you, that's the intentions over you and your TPPA agreement, John Key. You're in trouble. Your name is on these documents as a complaint in the High Court of Admiralty in London. Your name. And you, Taek Choi, conveyancing lawyer, signed it with me. And his photo's there. And your photo's there in the wanted box as a criminal. Defaulted criminal contract with me. Okay, so I know what I'm doing, John Key. You better get your lawyers out because they're going to go down with you too, because you're all in this racket together. That's what I want to make an announcement today in front of you, that I've just put Kingi in the right place. He's just one of the chiefs there with the taumata, and I'm making decisions for him, for his benefit, with this intelligence that none of them would ever determine how that works. Okay? I'm giving Ngāpuhi a real hand up here with technology and knowledge about banks. And the biggest bank secret out of all of it is this one. Is this racket. Right? Is this racket. That's what it is. A racket. Okay, all you police, I've been filming you, I've been videoing you and going there and giving you all these notices, and you know, you've been so ignorant as not to entertain any of it, even the police saying, and the land owners saying they don't recognise what my documents are. And it's staring you right in the face. My word against yours. That's all it is. My word against yours. If you can't answer it, you lose. That's all it amounts to. And you haven't answered. So now we're going to have to force you into court to answer. Once one police goes, the rest of you are liable. The whole 13 to 15,000 of you police have got a £1 trillion note on your head. You can't do anything about it. Because it's private. It's a private contract, the same as what you're doing to us. Private contracts. To settle it in private. At the back in your office of the judge. Okay? So don't think you're going to get away with this one. Because you're sitting on our lands. You're occupying our lands. And you have no higher authority of Supreme Court here to act on top of these. King William and the Moai statue memorial titles. You have no memorials of your own to talk anything against this flag. You're looking for a new flag, John Key? I'm afraid $30 billion worth of flag is not going to work. Now, just warn the TPPA, the 12 countries, you're liable. From this flag, straight to Britain, and the military is our partner. The military, British, UK military, is our partner, legally, to arrest the property that the Queen owns. All over the world. 66 million acres. This is just one of them on Cook Street. The other one is Waitangi lands. Okay, I got the lands of the TB3 blocks here with the original owners, not the Crown's titles, not all those people. I know who's who on those land blocks and who shouldn't be there. I know if you went to court, you'll lose. You'll lose. All those people who are doing all the talking, time's up. You put your titles in front of me, up there, and it goes to Britain. Right? You have to go to Britain. If you want to go to court, you've got to go to Britain, not here. Because those are the titles I'm talking about, not these paper titles. Okay? I'm talking about native title and the King's title, not the Queen's Bench Court, because there's no Queen there for a Queen's Bench Court. There's only a King defaults to. So that's all I wanted to say with Kingy's website. He asked me to do him one and to put all the stories of what's happening with TPPA, so that's what this is about. The other thing was that the 4th, 5th and 6th of February 2016 is the Treaty Waitangi Celebrations Day, and he wants to knock out that obelisk, because I've always told him that's their title, that hunk of Firth concrete obelisk made in 1953. Queen Elizabeth came in 1952, so they put that up as their title and put 1840 on it. See, it wasn't even made in 1840. It wasn't even any Firth concrete then. You see, so they're deceiving, mischievous criminals, acting elite here on these lands, and their banks is going to stop. The pound note that we have online will bankrupt the whole lot of them, okay? And I'm talking about the Bitcoin is safe enough to use, as well as the Swiss Indo. Don't worry about anything else, because those are King William's titles they're playing around with in the United Nations. The Pope has bought it out, the 193 armies, for his army. Now he's in trouble with us and this flag. All those people, including him, who's been using the flag, going to get a bill from the British military. British military watching this, listening. Nicholas Horton, Chief Commander of the Army, take note. You are our partner with this flag of authority in Admiralty, mortgage, lands, levy, creditor. You are the creditor with us on one of the points of an 8-point star. The 7 other points is Pacific and Moa Memorial. To King William the Top, replaces the Queen as the head of state, and she's gone. As far as we're concerned, the Queen Victoria Trust belongs to us and the King. King, silent partner, no more. In the courts is now King's Bench Sheriff acting and his marshals in a King's Bench court here in New Zealand, Auckland, and the East Coast, and up in Waitangi to Devon, England. Devonport, Plymouth, England, to Plymouth here on the West Coast, Devon, Port, Auckland, over the shore. Those are our titles to Ernest Augustus. If you're watching this video, you are the King of Britain, UK, still on the record, the King of Hanover, the King of Britain, UK, and the King of Moai, Pacific Islands, on this flag with the 8-point star. You are the King of the Commonwealth of the world, New World Order, under our flag and the Moai crown. Okay, so that's the native title to all the wealth of King William IV, commerce. King of commerce, I'm his surrogate king with his bank account, and recover all that has been stolen by the Queen and her monarchy bloodlines without our knowledge. Okay, so she's no longer the head of state trustee. I'm going there to be the trustee head, or someone I nominate there in Britain. I'm going to Britain to see you, Nicholas Horton, and also Sir George Zambalis, Chief Navy Admiral of the fleet. You are the other responsibility of our partner. You are our partner in commerce to recover all of the debts and all the levy debtors owe. From the levy debtors, we are the levy creditors in our King's Bench Court to recover with our law, 1830 to 1837, the Pirates' Law, to recover law. We'll remove all laws that are being practiced in America under the Queen, Elizabeth II, with Obama and his federal states. Australia, Canada, New Zealand and Britain will be seized off them, confiscated with the sheriff. And King William IV jurisdiction, authority, sovereignty, transferred to Ernest Augustus V, 66 years old, and his son, Prince Regent Ernest Augustus, 33 years old. Those are our partners. Those are our legal partners. They are the descendants, direct bloodline, DNA, to King William IV. Those two. I nominate them into King William's yard with their flag up, raised, next to his memorial in Devon, England, and raised at Waitangi here, on the Waitangi treaty grounds, on his ship of Admiralty at the top of the mast, with the British flag on the other side of the crossbar, and the Union Jack on the right hand side for the war people here. All those war veterans, you get to keep your flag. And John Key, I'm afraid, any other flag is not going to happen. Not with us as being the landlords here. Take you to court. And all your ministers. The Governor General, Chief Justice, Sean Elias, you're liable. You're liable for fraud. I'm accusing all of you that I put your photos online. It's been there for a long time. Everybody knows that I've accused you. Now all we have to do is get the military from Britain and around the world who joins us with this flag, put it up in their country, to come there and arrest you all, and the government. Don't be surprised if soon the Kora arrests a whole lot of you and sacked a lot of you, like her and I did in 2012 with an answer. You're liable. We haven't finished with your side of the fraud yet, selling our lands illegally, and now the Queen, your Queen, has run away. Why would a Queen run away? Why? It's because you're all the same. You're all the same at the whim. And because you had a free rein here to do what you like. You had no one controlling you. That's what the upper house of Parliament in Waitangi is, a watchdog over you, John Key, and a watchdog over any Maori government or any Maori authority or council. The taumata has sovereign right. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, Kingy. There's just one of them, but however, you're up on your feet. The last one standing on your feet is running that marae. On your lands, Ngāti Kawa lands, we're going to seize it back. Off the Crown and John Key, and that's the end of him and his TPPA, can get on the ship, yeah, let him go back to England, back to Austria, where he comes from, and the rest of them back to Germany. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's my opinion. And if you've got better titles than what I have online, let's see them. Otherwise, you've got to get dragged in the court, and you can tell the judge there, our judge, okay, our judge, the King's Bench judge. So that's what I would say. Time now, 10:56. I've just got to get my documents off to our native assessor, Pame Makai. He's doing one side of the case with Shannon Withers, my barrister, for Cook Street. And clear that matter up by the 27th for our court hearing. We hope to have this pre-trial for the judge to dismiss the case as fraud. If he doesn't, then we'll subpoena them to the court, one by one, at their expense. They're not going to take any more money out of me, that's for sure. But what they're doing to you people, here in New Zealand and around the world, this country, why would Obama and all the rest of the countries come here to sign their TPP? You know why? Because they get away with it. That's why. Got a free rein here. And least people to protest. You can walk right over them. This is what they're trying to do now. Walk over what they call Maori. Okay? They invented the word Maori too. That's why they can make them jump up and down. So, you're better to turn to something else other than Maori, because I'm afraid it doesn't belong to you, the copyright of that name, and iwi. The iwis are the biggest crooks out. They've been carving off the money for themselves in nice mansions here and there, and not worrying about poor people. I'm talking about all the people who live in this country have been subjected to the same treatment. There's no preference of Maori or anybody. It's just the law that I'm dealing with, and it's worldwide. That's why we're going worldwide with the King William flag, because the Queen took it around the world, the Maoris took it around here. Okay, they didn't go anywhere with it because they had no money to get on the ship and the ship to go around the world. Okay, so that's what I'm here for, the Commonwealth part of the Maui, King William, the fourth Commonwealth government of the world. That's another one that I'm setting up here in Britain, here in the East Coast, on our own land blocks, and leave this separate for running this country up at Waitangi, and their government will shift around the country. There's 4 regions. Te Tai Tokoro up north, these are original titles to the native here in New Zealand before they carved it up into freehold titles, was 4 regions. Te Tai Tokoro up north, Te Tauhauru down Whanganui Way, and Te Tai Rāwhiti, the other part, this is the third parts of North Island, and Te Tai Tonga South Island. Okay, so that's the division of 4 different parliaments or republics with their own laws. Okay, when you come up to Waitangi, I've got the forms on there. There's 5 forms altogether. 1, the double side for the taumata from your region to come up to Waitangi and sign to form the alliance and authority to this country over John Key. Right? That's all you had to do. It's simple. And the other 4 documents are the information of how the 3 days, 4th, 5th and 6th will run. 4th day for taumata only, 5th day for the rangatira for forming their government, to run their country, and the 6th day to donkey on your horse, if he's there. Right? If he's not, he won't be allowed over the bridge or anywhere on that Ngāti land. That's up to the taumata and Kingi Taurua and whatever they think. If the taumata lets John Key in, that's my own opinion, then you might as well kiss this country goodbye, all you stupid taumata or iwi that is going to let John Key run all over you, because this is your last chance, Ngāpui, this is your last chance to take this country back, fold that 1840 Treaty of Waitangi obelisko, or cover it over with a board, cover it right over with a board in a box, then put what Sunakora had there, the Declaration of Independence Memorial plaque. Stick that in front, then make a new one or whatever you want to do, but stick that in front, or bang the thing right out. That'll be John Key's title gone, and all his bullshit titles here, all gone, one shot. And get rid of John Key on the other side, on that marae. Seize it. What I'm going to do with the documents, seize it with your authority, the taumata. Only the taumata will have the authority to do that. Okay? Seize the land, seize everything off them, and put the flag up. That's it. You listen to me, because I didn't want to say, I told you so, when it's too late, when the TPP walks in there with Obama, and his black mongrels with their guns, they're going to shoot you up, because the Queen let them shoot anybody in the world up. And that's what they're going to do. All right? That's what they're going to do. Because they're relentless on using King William's Admiralty court-martial law to arrest anybody or shoot on sight. Once we take that off them from Waitangi, and then I go to England and stick the flag up, the British military will come here and run this country till you get yourselves going. Okay, so warning to you, government, John Key, and the Governor General, from me, John Hawani Kahaki Wanoa, the real one, not this bullshit one. I'm just warning you, what I have done for many years, going to Waitangi and being ignored by you bloody lot, that your days are numbered on our lands. And I'm talking about all the people who don't like you, and what you do, walk over everybody without getting consultation. You're pushing this one through. You can push yourself right out with your drilling and everything, the mining and the oil, right out with your contract, because we're going to make contracts on you. We already got contracts on you to take everything off you, seize everything off you. So beware, the courts are going to turn the other way. Thank you very much, people. Time to go now and do some work, and I hope you'll get something out of this video. Thank you to Moira in Roadwork coming up with me to Waitangi, just to take some notes and write a book about Ngāpui, and she's been living up there for quite some years, knows a bit from Hokianga. And also to my friend nephew Desmond Wanoa, be there assisting me as loyal, and also Jamie Anna Marie Patrick Stewart in Whakatane. She'll be coming with me to Britain and around the rest of the world to carry on with our work of what we started out a few years ago, since I've known her to be vigilant and very interested in what's happening with our flag, and also with the Pacific people, and with families in general that are suffering at the hands of these mongrel tyrants that we're going to get rid of. Alright, all you people in the world watching this video, we're behind you, and some of the postings I've seen, I'm going along with you. You'll notice I just picked them up and dropped them and go, so I don't have time to read a lot of them and watch the videos, although I like them, and the health ones as well on our site. A lot of the good benefits of that, and natural things, natural medicines, natural foods, not GMOs. Get rid of that. Get rid of the chemtrails. Get rid of everyone. Once we get this flag up north, anybody spraying the skies will just get seized. Okay, that's our law. And anybody polluting the waters, all straight away and locked up, just like that. Okay, so it's going to get hard. Maoi's law and King William IV's law is for pirates. That's the law for with their flag. They made it for pirates who are interfering and tampering with our information. Okay, you policemen, Natalie Flower Dew Brown, Aaron Pascoe, and Tim Darcy, this is for you. Your name over it as levy debtors. Don't laugh. Do not laugh, you people on the motorbikes. Got your photos, you're next. A whole lot of you will laugh no more, because the British military will be here to sort you lot out of thugs. Okay? Thugs. I say, you here? Thugs. Stealing money out of people's accounts. Okay? You will have no more of that, because the Pope destroyed you with it. And he's in it too. He's not going to be let off that lightly as being clean hand. Come with clean hands, you're still going and raping little kids. Yeah, the worst things of all is white man. The white man's getting run out of England because there's more black men turning up there to run the place how they think. Okay? So there's not enough white men around because they're all gone and breeded into other and thinking they'll take it all back to England and they'll all turn back to white. No! They're all different colours now. So all those people in the world, this is not a racist speech. This is them versus us. That's all. Them versus us. And you know where I'm coming from. I'm for the freedom of people in the world, and it costs you nothing to come in this corner. Alright? Even the shares cost nothing to get going. Okay, so thank you very much again. We'll see you later. Have a nice day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.